What if the Bible contains hidden anatomical knowledge encoded in symbolism? For centuries, theologians, mystics, and researchers have debated whether certain biblical passages describe more than spiritual truths. Some believe ancient writers embedded knowledge of the human body directly into sacred metaphor, hiding it in plain sight. Let's start at the beginning. In the book of Genesis, we are introduced to the tree of life, placed at the center of the Garden of Eden. The text describes it as branching, life-giving, central. Now here's where it gets interesting. In mystical traditions, especially within Kabbalistic teachings, the tree of life becomes a diagram, a structured map of interconnected points and pathways. To some researchers, this branching structure resembles the human nervous system, the spine as the trunk, nerves branching outward like limbs of a tree. Is this intentional or projection? Ancient cultures often used trees as symbols of life, but in Hebrew mysticism, particularly in writings connected to the Zohar, spiritual ascent is sometimes described as energy rising upward through internal pathways. That language feels surprisingly anatomical. Then there's the recurring symbolism of bones and marrow. In the Book of Proverbs, wisdom is described as health to your navel and marrow to your bones. Marrow is where blood cells are formed, the literal life inside the body. Was this poetic? Or did ancient writers understand more about the body than we assume? Now consider the number 33. In Christian tradition, Jesus is believed to have been 33 years old at crucifixion. The number appears symbolically in multiple theological interpretations, and the human spine contains 33 vertebrae. Some esoteric researchers argue that biblical references to ascension, rising, lifting up, climbing mirror the physical structure of the spine itself. But here's where we have to pause. Mainstream historians and theologians do not claim the Bible was a hidden anatomy textbook. There is no direct historical evidence that the authors intended to encode biological diagrams. However, ancient civilizations, including the Egyptians and Greeks, possessed significant anatomical knowledge, and many sacred texts use metaphor rooted in physical experience. The body and spirit were never seen as separate in ancient thought. In Hebrew tradition, the word nephesh, often translated as soul, is deeply connected to breath and physical life, not abstract, physical. So could biblical writers have blended spiritual truth with anatomical symbolism? Or are modern readers simply finding patterns where none were intended? That's the mystery. Some believe sacred texts operate on multiple levels: literal, symbolic, allegorical, and mystical. If that's true, then perhaps the body itself was always part of the message, not hidden knowledge, but encoded metaphor. So next time you read about trees, bones, breath, ascent, or light within Scripture, ask yourself, is this only spiritual language? Or is it describing something closer to home, something inside you? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into hidden symbolism, ancient mysteries, and darker interpretations of history, subscribe and explore the channel.